Lifting the Hyundai Santa Cruz is such a shame. Just don't do it. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Rob Motive MT. And that's right, I don't understand it. You know, lifting the Hyundai Santa Cruz, it's a shame. You know, that truck looks awesome the way that it is, and it rides so well. It's like a luxury SUV. I mean, it glides along the road, it's comfortable, it's easy to handle, no problems with it, unlike the bumps that we're taking right now. And the reason that I'm shooting this video from a Jeep Gladiator Mojave, because I know there's some people out there that are gonna say, well, gee, he's shooting this video talking about the Hyundai Santa Cruz while he's cruising around in a Jeep Gladiator. I'm doing it because I wanted a reminder. I was thinking about this morning, and I thought, you know, I'm gonna take the Gladiator out. This is a Jeep Gladiator Mojave. It's lifted a little bit, has the bigger wheels and tires, and I kind of wanted in the back of my mind the thought of lifting the Hyundai Santa Cruz. So, first thing when I got in here, I drove for a few minutes and I thought, man, lifting the Santa Cruz would be a shame. Because I have thought about it myself. You know, I saw one on the web that probably has about $100,000 sunk into it. Lifted, modified, bigger wheels and tires, cuts and changes and different fenders and all kinds of stuff. It looked good, but no way would I sink that kind of money into any vehicle to change it up. So why do I say that? Why would it be a shame? Well, as I mentioned, it's set up really perfectly the way that it is. And I think from experience, knowing that if you lift it, you're going to take away a lot of what it has, a lot of the positives that it offers. And I don't think that's a good thing. You know, I think if you get into the suspension, if you didn't know, it comes with a self-leveling suspension so that when you load stuff into the back, it will eventually come back up. I believe if you lift the truck, you're going to reduce or even eliminate that feature altogether. I think that's a pretty cool feature if you use the truck for any kind of hauling, with any kind of weight. Now, when I say any kind of weight, it doesn't take a lot. I mean, you know, a few bags of mulch, and you're already lowering the back of any truck. So I think it's just an awesome feature that it's a shame if you lift the truck and eliminate that. The other big problem with it are tires. You know, if you're gonna lift a truck, you have to go with bigger tires. Maybe different wheels, but definitely bigger tires. You know, not too long ago, we were out driving around and we saw a Hyundai Santa Cruz sitting in a parking lot. So I wanted to check it out a little bit because I could tell it had different wheels and tires on it. So we pulled up, I got out, I took a look at it, and from past experience, one of the first things that I look at is whether or not there is any kind of a rub. Now, let me say, it looked awesome with the setup that they had, but you know, it still has to be functional as well. And sure enough, I saw a big gouge in the inner fender. That's the plastic part right above the wheels, right? A big gouge about yay wide and about yay long on that inner fender. And that's because it was rubbing when they were going over bumps. So not even turning. You didn't even have to turn the steering wheel, because if it was from that, it would have been a much narrower gouge in that inner fender. So what's happening is as they would go over bumps and things, obviously the truck is going to articulate or rise up and down, and it would drop and the tire would catch it. As the tire, I guess it'd be going this way. As the tire is spinning, it would catch it. Now, that's a problem. Have you ever seen a vehicle going down the road with the inner fender ripped or just hanging out? I have, and the reason is because the tire that whoever owns it chose just doesn't fit. It's too big. And that's another issue in lifting the Hyundai Santa Cruz. There's not a ton of room under there to begin with. So if you put some sort of bigger tire under there, you're probably going to have the same problem. Now, it's not going to be, well, not necessarily the same. It's not going to be the tire rubbing the inner fender like that. It's probably going to be the tire grabbing the sides due to offset. And who wants that? I mean, when you have a vehicle that's set up so perfectly, Why in the world would you want to ruin it to put some sort of a lift on it that it shouldn't have to begin with? I really do think it's a shame that some people are doing this, and I know they've got to be having troubles with it. Question is, do they admit it? Anyway, leave a comment. If you're one of the people that have lifted their Hyundai Santa Cruz, I would be very curious to know if you have experienced any of these kind of problems. Do you have any kind of rubbing? Are there any issues like that? Or are you perfectly happy with the way it's set up now? You didn't lose any ride quality, and it's still the same truck that it once was. I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Rob Motive, all about Toyota Tacomas, which mine is lifted, at least partially anyway. And Rob Motive JT, all about Jeep Gladiators. Currently, the Jeep Gladiator Mojave, which we're sitting in right now. Check them out, and if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.